Hello and welcome. Thank you for downloading TrueChart for Power BI. Today I'm going to show you some introductory steps on how to utilize it within your Power BI environment. TrueChart for Power BI is a bit different from other custom visuals. It's a complete design tool that allows you to create reports and dashboards following the IBCS, the International Business Communication Standards. For today's session, I'm using a standard Power BI model. I'm just going to show you that you get an idea of how the data is connected. So we have a standard star schema with 3 different dimensions. That's one, the date dimension, the region dimension, as well as the product dimension. In the middle, you have the facts, and I also generated some measures. Now back to the reporting screen. After you've downloaded TrueChart for Power BI or accessed it via the app source, you can just initialize it by clicking on it as any other custom visual you know. Gonna pull it a bit bigger. And after that, what are you missing? Correct, it's a dimension as well as a measure. For the first example, I'm just going to use the product dimension and therefore the product group. As facts or measures, I'm just going to use the actual. After you've done that, you'll see you're now able to visualize your first chart within TrueChart. I always recommend to use the full screen mode or the focus mode in Power BI. So let me just make that a bit smaller, and you will always find the focus mode below or in the upper corner of your custom visuals. After you've accessed the focus mode, your screen is going to look like that. And it will also depict the possibilities you have within TrueChart. You're going to have the possibility to use templates, but that's more for the service version. The most important thing that you can do is the charting that you can see right here on this screen. So you have, following the IBCS, different charting possibilities like time chart, structure charts, tables, as well as small multiples. Further, TrueChart is a custom visual of its own because it supports textual input in form of commenting that can be done perspective or inline within tables. This is really a new thing. This is data input within Power BI where you can comment on your results. I'm going to talk about that later. Ultimately, you also have the possibilities to dig a bit deeper into your layout. So you can add a grid to it, create a button with an action, use URLs for it if the Power BI environment allows it, or even use blank cells to make a layout how you would like it to look. But I'm going to come to that step after step. So we're going to have a look at today at the different sections: templates, charts, commenting, as well as layouting functions. And I think after that, you're gonna have a pretty good idea what's possible in TrueChart. And I think you wanna join the TrueChart community, accessing our e-learning to learn more and to create more sophisticated charts. What you have downloaded here is TrueChart for Power BI without a service version. What that means, you're gonna understand after we walk through the different sections. Let me tell you this, the service version is a version you can install and manage within your enterprise environment. So that means you can access a notation manual that allows you to design reports, all reports and all custom visuals you're using following the same standard. This is following the IBCS, the International Business Communication Standards. And further, if you're using the service version, you can write back comments to an SQL Server database and re-access them or utilize them in any way you want. To get more information of the service version, please contact us or one of our valued partners so they can give you an introduction on what's possible and even help you to integrate that into your environment. This version is the non-service version. This is freely accessible in the app stores. So thank you again for downloading it and trying it out, because we believe at TrueChart that you should be able to utilize it first. And if you like it, come to us and try the service version, see how it looks, see how it feels, But now we're going to jump in and visualize a bit data. The first thing I want to do is I want to create a structure chart. And to do that, we have different things that we can utilize within TrueChart. What we're using here is the product group to basically just visualize in a structure chart how much revenue we made in the respective time frame. To visualize, just integrate the data you want, click on structure chart, and as you can see, the first bar chart, the first structure chart is visualized. In the next steps, I'm going to show you what you can do, what other things you can do when integrating it. We are following the IBCS standards, so maybe you would like to integrate the budget for it. To integrate the budget, just click on the next measure, and this will automatically, as you can see right here, be integrated within TrueChart. Now, as you can see at the moment, just the actual is shown. So I'm going to show you the steps, what you're going to have to do to come to an overview and to change the way measures look like. So the first thing I would always do is right-click, because TrueChart is working on a right-click menu, not as you know from other custom visuals. TrueChart is always utilizing right-click, and as I said, it's a complete design library and a complete design tool. So you have lots of possibilities. So right-click, and after that, you're going to go on data. Let me just make that a bit smaller so you can see. The cool thing about TrueChart is, as you can see right here, you have always the possibility to see what you're doing on the right side. So if you're changing something, the effects will be shown immediately. So what you would like to do maybe is you would like to add a total to it. That's pretty easy within TrueChart, because in TrueChart you can just click on the dimension you would like to total. In this case, it's the product group. Click on total value, then click on calculated by TrueChart. And for this, I would like to have the label products. So I'm just going to type that in, hard code that. And as you can see in the bottom, the total is being calculated directly. Now, the good thing about TrueChart is you can place the total wherever you want. So just put it in the top or put it at the end. Further, you have the possibility of sorting. So either sort by alphabetically or following the IBCS standards, always sort from top to bottom. All right. In this case, there are many more different possibilities to do your settings, but for this case, I think in the dimensions, we're good. You can just jump to the measures and access different rules to define how they should look like. So if you look, if you're coming from an IBCS side, you will be fascinated because we have different possibilities. We have a delivered notation manual that allows you to set your measures and create a standard reporting. So the first thing for the actual I would like to do is I would like to create another scaling. So I would like everything to be depicted in thousands. So you just jump to the measure actual, go to scaling, and just choose thousands. And as you always can see, this will be done immediately. Now, the next thing I want to show you, I don't need to do anything more for the actual, but I'm going to do another thing to the budget because I'm going to define the budget as a budget so that we have an outlined look and view. So it's following the IBCS. So therefore, and we have not integrated into the chart yet. So I'm going to change it and then show you how to integrate that into the chart. So again, I want to also have 1,000 scaling. Let's just click on that here in the budget. And then you can see like this base thing here, the base section. What the base section does is you define for a measure how it looks like, what it relates to. So in this case, we're having a budget. And for that budget, I want to say, this is a budget, so please TrueChart, make it look like a budget following the IBCS or following your own CI. For that, it's easy as that, just click on budget, and the definition will be interpreted by TrueChart directly. Now you can see it yet, but let's just jump to the contents of a cell. Cell in TrueChart, a cell is always like a chart or something that contains data or visual representation of data. As you can see, the budget here is set off, so we're gonna have to turn it on. And therefore, I would always recommend to go first into the advanced settings. This will deliver you many more options to handle your data. Now, if you turn the budget on, you should have seen that something changed. We added the budget, and as you can see, there are new bars that represent the budget right here. Now, you would say, hey, that doesn't look really good, and can we do something about it? Yes, we can, because if you look at the different settings you have in TrueChart, you can either choose from different possibilities to visualize, like you can choose from bar chart, needle chart, waterfall. You also have the possibility to integrate symbols and lines that are contained within your notation manual, or just to pick the value. For this case, I want to leave it for the budget. And now you have something that's called the position. And the position defines where the bars should be positioned. In this case, I want to have it on the bottom. So let me just go to position, click on bottom. And as you can see, now you can see the different bars on a different position, kind of. That makes it better for the eye to see it and to visualize your data, in this case, budgeting data. As we have integrated this notation into our corporate environment, and we're using IBCS, everyone will know black is the actual and outlined is the budget. So there's no need, if you can see that, there's no need to depict a header for both. So what you can do is you can set your headers off. If you go to legend and header, click on none, the budget will go away, and also the actual will also vanish. This makes it good because now you have more space. You can utilize the space better, and everybody who knows and understands the notation will directly know this is the actual and the budget. You have different other possibilities, like you can, for example, say if you have the budget, but you're more interested into the actual at this moment, you can say, hey, I don't want them to overlap anything. This is also a setting that you can do within TrueChart, but one step at a time. If you now go on OK and make it a bit smaller, you can pull that and will always follow the size of your screen. It will always scale up and down. And now I'm going to congratulate you because this is your first TrueChart visualization.